Warning, the Spoilercast does contain spoilers of current and past movies, books, video, games, TV shows, and possibly your life. So if you're listening to a show called Spoilercast and you're pissed off that we gave away spoilers, we really don't care. Thanks again and have a wonderful day.
Hey, this is Roper, back with a whole room full of people. Mm-hmm. I've got Josie sitting over here in the Jareth seat.
Yes.
Yep, they're perched like Jareth typically is. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
So we're going to talk about some Atomic Blonde.
Yes.
You kind of excited about this?
Yes.
So am I. So we've got a lot of people in the room, one of them being my sister. Hi, Lauren.
Hey.
How are you?
Doing well.
You nervous?
A little.
Why are you nervous? There's no one listening to this.
I was set up to fail for this movie.
You weren't set up to fail. Next to you, we've got Ledge. How are you doing, Ledge?
I'm doing swell, friend.
Excellent. I'm super excited. But you haven't seen this movie.
Negatory.
You have not seen it at all.
I have not.
You're going to be kind of our soundboard, so we talk at you.
So I make funny noises?
Yeah, kind of.
Yes.
I love it.
I love it as well. This is you weren't in here during Spellcast, Josie, but we've found out through me.
Next time she will be.
Yeah, yeah, you will.
With the Needles of Agamemnon.
Needles of Agamemnon.
We had the best conversation about adding crocheting to a video game, and there's the evil Needles of Agamemnon to make evil clothing, and yeah, it's fantastic.
Okay with this.
It's all good. So anyway, this is Baron von Ledge. He's going to buy himself a title from
Baron of Sealand.
Baron of Sealand.
That's right.
It's going to be fantastic. Anyway, and then next to you, we have Carrie. Hi, Carrie.
Hi.
Come up close to the microphone like we literally just talked about.
I also have not seen the movie.
No, you saw it. You a liar.
It's kind of like I didn't.
See, but you don't want that.
Pretend you just found the marble in the oatmeal and you get to drink from the fire hose.
You need to get up close.
I'm confused.
There you go.
There, be right there when you're talking in the mic.
Okay.
That's what he's saying. So you don't want to be the one that hasn't seen the movie, because that means we're going to be talking at Ledge a whole bunch and comparing stuff to what it is he does know that's not the movie. So you've seen
Which
the
are
movie.
very little things. I know very little things.
That's fine.
I'm with you, bub.
That's fine. All right. So first off, Josie, what did you think of the movie?
It was really good. I have issues with the editing and the narrative structure, because that could have been cleaned up a whole lot better. But I believe it's one of the two guys who did John Wick.
Yep.
So every single action scene is fucking gorgeous.
I know, right? Lauren, what did you think of the movie overall? I know you. First off, I know you didn't get to see the first part of the movie.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately.
Yeah. What did you think about the movie itself?
I like the action.
Yeah?
Yeah. But I did not like the where they went back in the past, and she had to tell her story of it.
So you
I
don't
don't.
Yeah, the flashback
you didn't
narrative.
like the
I don't
flashback?
like that,
Yeah,
no.
it bounced around a whole bunch.
Yeah, I'm not into
So
that.
we're skipping Ledge. You haven't seen the movie. So, Carrie, what did you think of the movie? Ledge, what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was awesome, and I'm glad that you asked. I have a lot of opinions on this movie.
It was awesome.
You sassy bitch.
The fighting scenes, and I love the music, I must say.
Oh, yes.
kind
It
of
was a
relived my
brilliant
childhood.
soundtrack.
Soundtrack was excellent. Okay, so
Totally was.
let's see here. Lauren,
A little confusing.
okay, I want
It's
to
all
ask you.
beautiful 80s music. You love it.
I gotta ask you, little sister, why didn't you see the beginning of this movie?
Carrie and I went together.
Okay.
And she wanted to save a couple of bucks. And so we stopped at the gas station and bought sodas.
Okay.
And put them in our purses. And I waited until the lights dimmed. Went to open mine, and it pretty much exploded on my lap. So I got up during a very important part of the scene, apparently. And missed it. I asked her when I come back, I'm like, did I miss anything important? She's like, no, you didn't. I was confused.
I was
through the
busy
movie.
eating my popcorn.
So you weren't paying attention. So the beginning of the movie.
Thrown under the...
So the
Sorry,
begin-
Carrie.
So the
In fact, I'm still recouping. My lips are chapped from all the salt.
all of the popcorn. So
You're truly the victim in all of this.
she said you're truly the victim in all of this.
I always am.
So okay, so they get here. We're sitting outside the studio for a minute, and we're talking about this. And Lauren's like, well, I don't know if I missed anything important. I'm like, you literally missed the entire storyboard.
It was just that they killed him.
That's what kickstarts the whole thing.
The beginning catalyst
She knew he was
for
dead.
the story.
No. Okay.
I didn't know anyone was dead until she went and saw his body. And then I'm like, apparently that was an important part. And
Lauren's sitting over here going, who's this dead guy and why do we care? I take it completely out of context, right?
Other than the fact that he was also a spy and had the list of importantness.
This is he had the MacGuffin.
Yes,
yeah,
he had the MacGuffin.
So here's what it is. This is why it's important, Carrie. All right, so that spy, the dude that gets killed, has the watch which had the list. Okay.
Oh.
So he gets killed. The dude that kills him has now gone into hiding. That's what kickstarts the whole movie, because then they bring her in and they're like, listen, do you know this guy? And she's like, yes, I do know that guy. I know him enough to say hello. That's where that whole line comes from. And then they're like, well, he died, and our sources say that this dude killed him.
Which was?
I don't remember what that guy's name is.
Percival?
Well, wait.
Not Percival. That's not Percival.
Oh, right before that, they have the whole David Bowie scene with her in the marble bathroom, burning the picture.
Well, I get that. That's to show that she does, in fact, know more of who this guy is than she's telling them.
Yes.
So anyway, they go and they're in the office, and they're like, "Do you know who she is? Do you know who this guy is?" She says, "Yes." Like, cool. He's dead. This is the guy that killed him. He has this watch, which has all of the information of all of the spies, with all of their titles, with who they actually are, who they're working for, what their assignments are, all of the information.
It's a lot of information for one watch.
Well, it's secretly coded. Anyway, so microfilm. Reasons. And
she has a point, though.
It's a MacGuffin.
Yeah.
It's the MacGuffin.
It is the MacGuffin.
For the movie.
Baron von Ledge.
Baron
agrees.
Baron von Ledge.
But that's a lot of
somebody on my side.
I know. So anyway,
by the way, this entire movie is set in the 80s during
post fall of the
no,
Wall.
Right before,
pre
a few days before the fall of the,
like within 10 days. Yes.
Yeah.
So they send her. She needs to find the guy that has the watch. That is now her mission. So the fact that the guy died is not important. It's who killed him and the fact that he has the watch. That's the setup for all of the movie.
I was set up to fail.
Yeah,
I told you didn't need to know.
Well, I mean, you did.
You did need
absolutely
to know.
Need to know.
I think Christopher Walken had the watch.
I mean,
he was hiding it,
shoved way up his ass.
Way up his ass.
I mean, like way. I carried that horrible hunk of piece of metal around for
your father gave me this watch.
And now I give it to you, young Bruce Willis. Like, yoink. That's not actually young Bruce Willis. It's the kid playing young Bruce Willis. Yeah. Anyway, so movie moves on. So it bounces around a whole lot. So it's like the guy gets killed. Then it says 10 days later, which is when she's in the bathtub full of ice, and she gets out and she's burning,
which was awesome,
and she's just bruised to no end. She burns the picture, and then she goes in for the to the debriefing, which is what's happening there, and we meet John Goodman's character, who is the CIA operative who's stationed there, and they're doing this debriefing, and as everything's going on, she starts telling the story. Then it flashes back to the beginning, which takes place after the killing but before the interview. And so it's been a couple of days. So we know we've established that here's the death of the guy. 10 days later is when the interview's happening. And somewhere in there she goes to Berlin and tries to find where this dude is. That's when this is part of the narrative bounce around thing that's a little strange, Ledge.
Yeah. And I hate to just bring this up. I mean, obviously today is the day that new Rick and Morty comes back.
Yes.
But like the Purge episode where he has to listen to the lighthouse guy's story.
Yep.
Like this reminds me of that.
Exactly. Where
the bouncing around, and Morty's like
it's like just pick a start.
Yeah,
pick a part that starts and go. Yeah. So, but they kind of had to do this in order to set up the end of the movie, because you find out that there's a double agent that MI6 has been looking for, whose title is Satchel.
Well, no, everybody's been
looking for them, but they specifically refer to Satchel as being a thorn in MI6's side for years. It's been like the greatest black eye for them. That's what they refer to them as. So movie's progressing along. You're trying to figure out who Satchel is, and part of you thinks that it's Percival, which is James McAvoy's character, based off of
intentionally
that's the hook
set
they've
it
been
up that
pulling
way
for a long time. Like, you're watching this movie and you're like, oh, okay, it's either going to be him or one of the dudes in the office. And as soon as the shoe drops later on, you find out that she's actually Satchel. And I was angry. Like, immediately, as soon as McAvoy was like, you're Satchel, and she's like, no, you're Satchel, and she goes to kill him, and he's like, so this is how you're going to spend it? I'm like, damn it. This is Salt. This is the movie Salt all over again with Angelina. It's Angelina Jolie for that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you seen Salt?
I have.
You have.
Yeah.
So it's Salt all over again, right? That's what I was mad about, because I was like, she spends the whole movie trying to convince everybody that she's not a sleeper agent, and then into the movie, she is. After she convinces everybody that she's not, she's the bad guy, and I was so mad about it.
But then
there's more. But wait, there's more. And she ends up not actually being a double agent. She's a triple agent.
Yep. Because
what the shit?
Yeah, because then we go to a scene. It's in the commercials with the brunette hair, and she.
You know the scene where in the trailers where she's like, I chose this lifestyle and it's going to get me killed, and they're like laying out the bag, and she like reaches into the bucket of ice and gets out a gun. That's like one of the final scenes.
Yeah, so they're in the room. The Russian guy, we've met him before and seen him interacting with McAvoy's character.
He's like the head Russian guy for Berlin at this point in time.
And they do this whole thing of like, oh, she was the double agent, and he's like, well, yeah, but we're gonna have to kill you, because like spy shit.
Well, as soon as they're like, hey, Percival told us who you are,
like who you really
are, and she's like, crap, I'm caught. So now she has to kill all these guys again, because she'd been passing information from MI6 to the Russians,
but she'd also been passing information from MI6 and the Russians to the CIA,
who she actually works for.
Yeah,
she's a CIA operative.
Because she gets on a plane. Because, at the very end, she gets on a plane with John Goodman's character.
And she totally doesn't have the British accent anymore.
Nope.
She's like, yep, let's go home. And you're like, you bastard.
My goodness.
Yeah.
By the way, completely unrelated, I remembered the actor's last name out of nowhere.
Which one's that?
It's Toby Kebbell.
Oh, okay, there you go. So the other night was... Oh, yeah. You were there. You're sitting there going, Toby...
Keith.
No.
Toby...
The country music star.
Oh, God.
McGuire.
Toby... AKA double agent spy guy.
I just out of nowhere, I'm like...
We were like filling in famous Tobys. And just kept going, Toby.
Yeah, I couldn't think of his name for the life.
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, he was in Captain America as a bad guy. He was.
Like, I believe that I was going to remember it, so I was stubborn enough not to just Google search it.
And you just kept saying, Jareth does that all the time. He's like, oh, I know this. I'm like, that's what Google's for. Just Google it. And he's like, no. I need to be able to think of this. I'm like,
oh, yeah, no. There's been plenty of times where I've had to bust out my phone and start Googling something because Jareth just won't fucking do it.
Because he won't give it up. Lauren, what was your favorite part of the movie?
I didn't actually have a favorite part of the movie. Yeah. No, I enjoyed all the fight scenes.
Yeah.
I enjoyed when they were in the stairwell of the apartment complex.
The stairwell of the fire. I'll get to that here in just a moment. Carrie, what was your favorite part of this movie?
All the
get up there on the microphone.
All the shoot 'em up and rough 'em up and kill 'em.
So you liked all the action?
Yeah, I do
all
love
the
all
action.
that.
No specific scene, though?
Specific scene? Well, to me, awesome was her in the bathtub.
Yeah. Oh, the marble bathtub scene?
I just love that with all
the ice.
All of the ice, yeah.
Did you see her back?
She's all bruised, and that's from that fight in the stairwell. What was your favorite part?
Oh, other than something that you're going to talk about in a minute because it's entertaining.
Yeah.
After you pointed it out.
Yeah.
That hallway fight scene.
So,
just that entire fight scene in general, like everything leading up to it. And the
thing I'm talking about. So my very specific scene is when it is at the end of the fight scene down the stairwell. So she's been fighting for like 4 minutes now, just beating guys down. And then it gets down into this room. Spyglass, the dude she's trying to save, he's been gut shot. She puts him in a room, and she's like, find anything to stop the bleeding. And then she steps back out, and this dude shows up who she stabbed in the face with keys earlier. Oh, yeah. Like, stabs him in the face with keys, and he doesn't stop to, like, take them out. They're just hanging from his face.
Yeah, he seems annoyed when he finally does take them out of his face. He just seems annoyed by them. Like,
he's like, rah, and he just pulls these keys out of the side of his cheek. It's awful. Anyway,
does he know that that's going to worsen his scarring?
I mean, he doesn't care.
He doesn't. Yeah.
This is Russia.
That's how he's going to look.
He's Russian. It just makes him look more awesome in Russia.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, he's Russian.
You know, if he survived.
it'll be fine.
In his mind, he's over here going, fuck that the bitch. This is Russia.
This is
and
Russia.
So he just goes after it.
The hose scene when she.
When she loops the hose around the guy and then dives out.
Favorite.
All right, that is a
now
pretty
that
good
I'm
one.
thinking about it.
But the part that I really liked is at the end of this. So she's been fighting the guys on the stairs. She stabs the dude to death with the knife. She barrel rolls her way down. She beats the other two up with the barrel of a gun. She doesn't have a gun. She fight because it's the sniper rifle. And she's like, damn it, she didn't get it put together. She just has the barrel and she's using it as a club. And she beats down two guys.
That'd be effective.
She's just been whipping people's ass all the way down this stairwell. And then she gets into this room and this guy shows up and they are beating each other down to the point that they are so fatigued that they can barely even stand.
Yeah, like there's that one point she goes to stand up and immediately just falls right back down on her butt.
I mean, she is so just exerted at this point in time that she can't even stand. Neither of them can stand.
It was at least realistic.
Yeah.
Oh, it super is. And she ends up picking up a
like
corkscrew.
You feel it.
She picks up a corkscrew.
You know what
Does
it's
she
like?
go in his eye?
Yes, she does. She starts punching this because he's
like repeatedly punching him.
She manages to get he swings a punch and she gets in underneath it and she buries that thing into the under portion of his arm up near his armpit.
I'm sure that felt lovely.
Oh, definitely. But then he wraps her up in a rear naked choke and starts choking her out, and he's mouthing off at her. Well, she manages to dislodge it, and so she's facing away from him and just starts striking backwards into his eyeball with this corkscrew.
So something I just thought about. Remember the hallway fight from Daredevil season 1 and how like he started to get exhausted and leave. It has that same kind of feeling where like you feel every hit and punch after a while because all of the actors are showing it in return like, oh fuck me.
Now have you Josie, have you been in an actual like fist fight before?
Yes, I have.
And how long do you suppose you can run in a fist fight and still be like kicking okay? Because
I think like two minutes maybe before all of the bruises start to burn from the inside out.
Dire Monkey, you were in the medical field for a good long time.
Well, I believe statistically speaking, the normal person can last in a full-out fist fight for about a minute 45.
It's pretty close. And so whenever you start getting into this upper range, like 4 minutes of combat versus multiple opponents.
Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. But you just watch this and you're like, she's tired. She's like worn out. And then she gets outside and she's starting to get the guy away. And then comes this scene where there's this glitch. And I don't know if you caught it or not. Do you remember the scene when, I don't know, Lauren, did you see the glitch I'm talking about? You probably haven't. You don't even know what I'm talking about yet.
Not.
So they escape. She's driving in the police car because they get outside, they draw down on the cop, and she's like, get your hands on the top of your head, get on the ground. She gets in the car, and they start to drive away. So they're in a police car, right? And they're escaping. Spyglass is still bleeding from the gut, and he's got the first aid kit, and then that car comes driving up behind him, right? They hit the rear passenger side of the car, and they start popping rounds off, and it goes through the back passenger glass, okay? That same car falls in directly behind them. She pops up, points straight backwards, cracks off a couple of rounds, and goes through the glass where the driver would be. He swerves and slams into some of the cars that are parked there, and the car comes to a dead halt in the middle of the road, right? You remember this?
Like it's kind of diagonal, blocking part of the road.
It hits some cars on its driver's side, and then it skids to a halt sideways. They never turn. They don't go on a cross street. It doesn't curve around. She keeps driving straight, and she's met head-on by another car. She shifts in reverse and starts going back to the other direction, and they start chasing her. The camera angle is behind them, looking at the car that's now chasing them, okay? So she's driving in reverse, and they're coming towards her. They're cracking off rounds. Well, then the camera angle flips around so the audience can now see her driving in reverse and where it is they're going. That car that wrecked out, not there anymore.
And
it's not there anymore, and there are two new cars that are driving down the road towards them. It's an editing error. And I love finding things like this in movies. They make me happy as can be.
See, if it had just been one car coming down the street, you could have argued that they were able to just kind of maneuver around.
Or maybe they were one of the cars parked against the side of the road that decided to drive off.
So you caught that too?
Yeah. Well, no, he pointed it out. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, because it's two cars, not just one that came down the street. It's two.
As soon as it happened, I'm like, no.
Yeah, I caught that too, Roper.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally.
See, no, you didn't.
I caught that before you, actually.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Because they showed it. Because they showed it in the trailer.
No.
So, Ledge, what's your favorite spy movie? I guess is my question for you.
That's actually a really tough question.
Spy Hard?
Ooh.
I don't know if I could
Dire
actually...
Monkey for the win.
I don't know if I could actually list a favorite spy movie.
See, because they're calling them...
Well, and it also depends on what kind of spy. Are you talking about just like undercover cops or spies in general?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, then hands down The Departed.
Yeah? See, okay, and I like that answer. I really do, because The Departed was super good. Carrie, have you seen that movie?
No.
Okay, way up there. There you go.
No.
I'm going to continue to remind you of that.
Just grab her head. And
Definitely one.
I'm relaxing.
If you have not seen it, it's definitely one you should watch.
Oh,
Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Wahlberg. I mean, and I know there's
Excellent.
a slew. Jack Nicholson's in it.
I'm not a co-op.
It's a fantastic
I'm not
film.
a co-op.
Not a co-op. Okay, that accent was pretty rough. But regardless, the movie itself was great, and that's
Better
probably
than
my...
the South African one.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
But that's probably my favorite of the, like, secret agent, undercover cop style-ish movies.
See,
I mean, not necessarily, like, spies in foreign countries.
See, but that also plays off the same kind of angle, though, where you've got people that are undercover that are,
well, yeah, I mean, Jack
so
Nicholson's character was
took
a double agent in that movie.
Exactly. Well, he would be...
He was a CIA informant.
So he's technically a triple as well, kind of, wouldn't he be?
That one would...
No, because, I mean, he's... Well... I guess maybe technically, I don't know.
Kinda.
The whole doubles and triples when you're talking about that starts getting
convoluted.
Really convoluted.
Yeah.
I think he was only on one side, and that was his.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, I mean, for the most part, but yeah, I mean, he was a big drug lord kingpin, but
also an informant, so that way he could keep
informant.
himself from going to prison.
Right. So, Lauren, did you see the trailers for this movie before you saw the movie?
Yes.
Carrie, how about you?
Yes.
And Josie?
Oh, of course.
Fantastic. All right, so who all got the impression that James McAvoy's character was going to be more whimsical and funny, kind of buddy-buddy type deal from the trailers when you watched it versus what he was in the movie? Because to me, I felt like when I was watching the trailers, I'm like, oh, this is going to be hilarious, and McAvoy's going to be kind of like this really good spy that's going to be helpful, but at the same time going to be like really funny.
I didn't, because of the overall tone of the trailer itself.
I thought she was going to be like the super serious, let's go get him, and he was going to kind of be the, with his line of "I think I fucking love you" and all that stuff.
And when it returned to Red Shoe.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I got your shoe. Yeah, like all of that was hilarious, right? I loved all of those things, and I thought that was going to be played on more than what it was. Instead, he was just kind of an asshole the whole movie.
Well, no, because I kind of felt the cynical air.
Is that what it is?
That the trailer was giving, and I'm like, he's going to be funny. All of them are going to be funny, potentially. Like, everyone who's going to have to be on the field is going to be quippy. Because all of those actors are good at doing that. So, for me, personally, I'm like, I can't wait to see what actually happens.
All right, Lauren, were you surprised by the ending of all of this? I mean, did you feel like... I mean, I understand that you didn't get the setup.
Yeah.
I
won't lie. I was confused during
me.
the whole movie.
The whole movie?
The whole movie. I kept looking at her. I'm like, do you understand this?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you missed the setup of the watch. You missed the setup of...
Too many twists and turns.
But I enjoyed the ending. I would never guess she was Satchel. So,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was pretty good.
So once you started figuring out that there is a double agent, were you trying to guess who the double agent was?
No.
No? You weren't playing that game? A lot of people
No.
buy into that whenever you're going to watch a film like this. You start trying to figure it out for yourself, and you're like, ha, I did it before the movie told me. I did it. I'm smart.
Well, I don't do it before the movie. It's if I can figure out who it is, and it's not in the, like, very final act of the movie has failed at setting that up.
All right, now I have a question then.
Or carrying it out.
When you watched Wonder Woman, did you think that What's-His-Face was going to be Ares?
Yes. I mean, Wonder Woman, everything but the villain was good. So...
Yeah. So, anyhow, Ledge,
Uh-huh.
what'd you think of Wonder Woman?
I haven't seen that one either.
Okay.
Oh, he hasn't seen Baby Driver either, which
Oh my gosh.
we're going to go see.
Why
that
have you not seen movies?
You don't movie good.
Well,
Same reason I haven't.
That's
I mean,
not
between
true. That's not
working
true.
a lot and then more recently had plenty of family stuff.
Yeah, you had
and
family things going on.
some sad
All right,
funerals and so on and so forth.
You've got excuses
That's
there.
prevented me from
You've got legitimate
being
fam-
an avid moviegoer as
Yeah.
of late.
We'll rectify that. Not a big deal. So, Carrie.
Carrie.
Yes.
There we go. All right. That's me prompting you to come up here to the microphone so you can prepare to speak. Carrie, wait for it. There she is. So you don't watch a whole lot of movies?
I don't. My
What-
husband's not a moviegoer.
That's okay.
Except for at home, he does.
Yeah.
Jason Bourne are his favorites. Just
Okay.
saying.
Well. Okay.
The Bourne flicks are good.
Yeah,
so
they are good.
I mean,
Except the last one.
yeah. Well,
Confusing but good. For me.
what was the last one? The last one was with him again.
I have not seen the most
I haven't
recent
seen that one. The last one I watched was the one with Jeremy.
Yeah, that one wasn't that great.
It wasn't that great, but it wasn't bad. It just wasn't like
It was
good.
mediocre.
It was middle of the road. Anyway, what are your favorite kind of movies? Like, what do you typically watch when you watch a movie? I mean, I didn't feel like this was going to be your cup of tea, but at the same time,
No, but it was.
yeah.
I do like this kind of movie. I like drama. I like love stories.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
funny. I like comedy.
comedy.
Like Pride and as my voice
You got
cracks
nothing.
out, Pride and Prejudice and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Lauren, what's your favorite kind of movie?
I don't have a favorite. I like them all.
Yeah.
I'm actually not
What's
picky.
what's the last movie you saw before this one?
Before this one,
You'll think of it.
yeah, I'll think of it.
Superhero movie, probably.
No, Nathan and I just watched it the
Yeah.
other night, and I'm drawing a big old blank on it. I even picked it out from our DVDs.
Terrible person. We were watching parts of the Super Mario Brother movie earlier.
I watched The Accountant.
Don't do it, Ledge. I'll throw this pin at you. Don't do it, Ledge. It's got a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm not doing nothing.
It's got a 15%. We looked it up.
Yeah, because the movie's terrible.
Shut up.
Thank you so much.
Don't.
It's
I hate you people. It's fantastically terrible. I love everything about it.
It's like The Room.
Yeah.
Have
yeah.
you seen the trailer for The Disaster Artist?
No. What's the okay,
need to see that.
Before we get way
Now
into
that looks good.
before we get
The
way
Disaster
into
You're not
Artist?
going to ask
Yeah.
me what my favorite types of movies to watch are, Roper?
what's that? What's your favorite? I'm asking now.
Porn. No, I'm just
Classy.
I mean,
Ba-dum-bum.
that's Dire Monkeys. That's
Oh, my bad.
you're stomping on his
kidding. I'm
territory.
so sorry.
Listen, you're stomping on his territory. Dire Monkey does all of the strip club and porn jokes and things. That's like his cut. That's his area.
Fair enough.
Don't stomp on his area. Find something else.
Hey, there's plenty of porn to go around.
Yeah, Roper, quit trying to limit me. Damn.
Well, then you would have liked this movie. There was a little
I mean,
woman
okay.
on woman
Oh, yeah.
action.
A little risque there for
I
a
want to
second.
talk about that for just a minute. I could have gone the whole movie without that entire scene.
Right?
But you
and
know
I
why?
mean-
I feel the same.
Oh, no,
I
it's-
took it that they did that scene because
It's a sex hook.
James Bond. He gets
Yeah.
all the women.
It's a-
She got the women.
It's the,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's the
That
sex
makes
hook.
sense.
yeah.
You know, and I get that too.
Well,
But
Roper,
I don't
you're
think
also,
it was necessary. I think we could have gone the whole movie and just stuck more to the spy element of it.
Well,
but-
Roper, to
Go.
be fair,
I agree.
if it
To
had
be
been
fair.
if it had been a guy in that role, you'd still be saying the same thing.
I would be saying the
So
same
You'd be
thing.
like, "God damn it, we don't need this."
Yeah.
Well,
and okay, so it's
You're right.
I would. It's the same thing all the way across. I feel
You
the same.
bitched about that in a movie before.
I say the same. I said the same thing during a lot of the James Bond movies. It's like, okay, now as long as it's a natural, progression of the story,
If you know
then
how
maybe.
to edit
but,
it out to where it's
Yeah.
not just a bunch of watching them make
Yeah.
out for a while.
Yeah, I mean, there were parts of it that made sense. Her linking up with the French agent being, relatively new at all of this stuff. There were parts
Yeah.
of it that added to the story, and I was okay with it.
Did
And
Daniel
that's
Craig
fine.
ever get to smash in any of his movies?
I don't think so.
I don't think he
Yes,
did.
it did.
Well,
Not. It wasn't shown like
Yeah.
it wasn't like all the Connery movies.
No,
and
no.
stuff.
They actually edited it
Yeah.
like tastefully,
Yeah.
unlike the others.
was it?
Yeah.
See, okay, so but with this, they have that kind of moment, but then they're
there's
making
this
out and
shower
they're
scene.
having that whole discussion and all this good stuff, and then it like goes to them like writhing and grinding against each other in a bed, and then they're both naked, and all of this stuff is happening, and you're like,
We could have just cut to the cuddling.
That's the scene. Exactly. It could have started with them making out, her taking the gun from her, and then finding out that she is the spy and all of that stuff. They go back to kissing, and then they could have ended with them in bed doing the post-coitus cuddling or whatever, and they're having their discussion, and they continue on. I would have been fine with that. It's insinuated that the sex scene happened, and that would have been okay. And I would have been totally on board with that. But with what they did, it was simply sex sells, and I didn't think it was necessary.
It was, look at these super hot actresses.
Exactly. Look at these two. It's so hot. Get it.
I mean, no, I haven't seen it, but like as far as what her point was, Lauren?
Lauren.
Correct.
Okay. And I apologize for not remembering that.
Just call her little sister.
Little sister.
So little sister's point about being the throwback to like the old school Bond movies, I think is definitely valid and stands. I mean, and I do see your point as well, like taking, gorgeous actresses or actors regardless and like putting them in a scene like that. Obviously, most of the time that's not in any it's not detrimental to the story, or not detrimental. It's not important to the story.
Well,
right.
It's just in there to sell it.
Yeah.
It also sucks for the actors, because have you ever heard of the insane things they will do if they're going to be shirtless or naked in a scene?
Oh, yeah.
They are dehydrated in those scenes almost every single time. So every time those happens, I'm like, no, go get some water. Cut it out of the movie. Go get water.
Yeah, like I said, and I didn't feel that it was necessary. Actually, the whole time she was in the beginning of the movie when she's walking around naked, or during that scene when they're two writhing together, I can't help but think of, it's like you're on a set, and they're like
a bunch of people just watching.
This happen.
The bathroom scene, I don't mind her being naked, because that's actually, would be naked.
And then that's fine. And like I said, my mind immediately went to, you're walking around on a set with like a bunch of people just staring at yourself in a mirror. And it's just, in my mind, it seemed weird, but I get that it happens, and that's normal. But the other one, like I said, it wasn't necessary. And I know that there are people who would be like, yeah, it was totally hot. And that's because, again, sex sells. But in this equation, it wasn't necessary. And I think that it didn't take away from the movie, but at the same time, it didn't add anything to it other than, hey, look at the hot chicks that are like kissing and, naked and grinding. Good on you, super
making the beast with two backs.
Yeah, bumping uglies. And I gotta laugh. Anyway, we can stop with the innuendos and move on from there.
I believe it was what the philosopher Robert Kelly said, there ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of bump and grind.
Philosopher, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
I do love the German punk kid who is Bill Skarsgård.
Yes.
Or the new Pennywise.
Yes. By the way,
he's a great actor.
Yes, he is.
Oh, that entire family. All of the Skarsgårds.
By the way, Skarsgård, I've said it before, and I will continue to say it, Skarsgård sound like a villain's name.
It does.
Oh, I listened to the podcast, How Did This Get Made? And they are the reason why Stellan Skarsgård's name on Wikipedia kept getting changed to Stellar Skateboard. And then it got locked. Yes.
Stellar Skateboard, yep.
No, but he's in it, like, that character's interaction with Charlize Theron's character, I love, because he's just like...
Now, before you continue on, for the two that are sitting over here staring at each other blankly, not knowing who you're referring to, that would be my...
No, that wouldn't be me. That would be the gentleman next to me.
Little sister and Mr. Carrie.
I know who they're talking about.
Carrie.
Shut up.
Carrie. That'd be these two. Explain to them who you are referring to.
Did you ever see...
No, from the movie.
Yes.
Who is he in the movie?
In the movie, he's the punk kid. The one who does the whistle, and then everybody pops their umbrellas.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. I was about to say, you're going to need to give him a moment. This is who she's talking about.
Yes.
Okay? That's Skarsgård. Bill Skarsgård.
Well, Bill Skarsgård.
Yes.
His big brother is on True Blood, and his dad has been in a shit ton of movies.
Marvel movies. And
Oh, yeah, he's in the Thor movies as the professor that is in Jane's team.
Yeah, that...
the older guy with the accent. Well, because he's originally from Sweden.
Bill Skarsgård's also on Hemlock Grove, if you ever watch that.
Which I have watched that. That's a pretty decent one.
Yeah. So anyway, I really liked his character in this. It's her contact, because she goes to the watchmaking place, and she's like, I need a contact. And so she ends up meeting him, and he gives her information, finds things for her, gets all of the stuff. And
that way, she's not reliant on James McAvoy's character, who's
clearly
not trustworthy,
clearly has his own agenda
and
on
has
everything,
gone native,
as they're referring to it. So I enjoyed all of that. I liked the moment where James shows up and she's like, "This wasn't part of the plan." And he's like, "It was part of mine."
Yeah.
And then came that other moment where she flips the script on him and they pop all of the umbrellas and he's like, "This wasn't part of the plan." And she's like, it was part of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I love those moments when those moments get to happen in movies. They feel
as long
super
as they feel
satisfying.
Natural,
yeah, they feel
like,
very satisfying.
I've seen a lot of moments like that are like hyper forced in movies.
Yeah, that's rough.
Feels crappy.
No, this one was genuinely like smooth as shit. Like they were.
She is smooth as shit in everything she did in this movie.
Because it's clearly a lot of the interactions between her and anybody really, but besides Skarsgård's character and Goodman's character, has this air of like, "But you're still a woman," and so she's always having to be like, "And I'm still better than you
on all fronts."
On all fronts,
now,
bitches.
I really liked the. Okay, so they were trying to separate that she is. They were really trying to clear up the fact that she's CIA early on, right? So, John Goodman's character, who is CIA, sitting in the room, she's like, "I don't want to talk about any of this stuff in front of him," and then she calls him a cocksucker.
Yeah, she kind of like pulls away,
like she's leaning
pretend
down
to grab a
something
cigarette.
And she's like, "Cocksucker," and he's like, "What did you say?" He started getting really mad about it.
Did she say something?
And then they were all like, "There's like this moment of, well, did you say something?"
And then she asked, like, "You want to play the tape back?"
She's like, "I don't know. You want to stop and play the tape back?"
Mm-hmm.
See if,
and then at the very end, when they're on the plane,
very end of the movie,
Goodman's
John
like,
Goodman,
"Cocksucker,
he's like, "Cocksucker."
Really? Yes.
I loved it. That was actually I liked that.
By the way, can I say I am very happy that John Goodman's suddenly been in a bunch of good movies as a great actor.
Yeah,
right.
Because he scared the shit out of me in 10 Cloverfield.
Dude, 10 Cloverfield Lane is like my favorite. I love everything about that. Have you not seen that?
No.
Little sister, you need to watch that movie. 10 Cloverfield.
I have a list of movies.
I'm making you a list right now.
By the way, it just popped in my head what movie I watched last night.
What was it?
Miami Vice.
What and did you like it?
The one with the Colin, what's his fuck?
Colin, what's his fuck?
The one with
and
the
Jamie
In the
Foxx?
Air Tonight.
Yes.
Remake.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, good movie.
You like that one?
I actually do.
Yeah?
I enjoy it.
What's your favorite part?
The boat scene.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, it's Miami Vice.
Well, when they're headed across to... Were they going to Cuba or...
Okay, I don't know. Carrie, were they going to Cuba?
The one where they bust
probably
the
were
drug
going.
guys.
Probably. Do what?
The one where they bust the drug guys.
Oh, okay. That's Miami Vice.
You know what I mean.
The boat scene.
The boat scene.
They were bringing back the illegal.
Oh, is that what it was? Run, jump, or swim. Oh, man. Ledge, what's the last movie you did see?
Shit, I don't know. Don't ask me these
Don't
things.
put me on the spot like that. I was going to
I have no problem being put on the spot. I'm just having problems remembering what the last actual movie that I watched was.
Make up a movie.
I'm really, really trying to figure out what the hell it was. Like, no, we're talking like last recent movie?
Yeah,
or
I mean, just the last movie you watched. Like, what's the last movie you watched? That's what I'm asking you. It's why I said, what's the last movie you watched?
Porn.
Probably. I mean, he watched part of the Super Mario Brother movies before we got here.
I did watch part of that horrible, god-awful
Shut up.
movie.
This is going to be the third time today that I've said this line.
My goodness.
Sir, the Goombas are dancing again. I love the Goombas dancing. I love everything about it.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
All right, fine. What's the next?
I'm completely
what's
drawing
the,
a blank
what's the
right
next
now.
movie that you're going to see? Like, as soon as we're out of here, what
The
are we?
yeah, we're going to
emoji.
see
The
Baby
emoji.
Driver.
The Emoji
The
Movie?
Emoji Movie is no.
Apparently, that thing's got a 4 out of 100.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
like one of the worst ratings of all time.
Yeah.
Which
Super
is
bad.
Sure.
Because fuck them for making a movie about emoji.
And there's so many
Dislike.
there's so many famous
Dislike.
people.
What?
I should be a character in the Emoji Movie that's just a fucking thumbs down.
Hey, okay, all right. I want to know. We found out that on Rotten Tomatoes it got a 4%. Is that right?
Yeah.
Sounds right.
4%.
4%,
4%. So it's got 4 points out of 100. So that's terrible.
No, 8%.
8%.
Yeah.
It's you
Higher.
got it right there.
Yeah.
That's
all right,
twice as high
so
as
I want
4.
Turn the monitor on.
It's not okay. Let me turn the monitor on.
Oh gosh, it's so hard.
Make me reach.
Oh no. So difficult.
Hey, Lauren, maybe this will make us go look more.
Okay, so
Look, you shot me.
yeah, there we go. 70. Okay, so Atomic Blonde's got 75%.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad on the tomato meter.
That sounds about right.
Especially
So
for like opening
8%. Wow. All right. So I want to know. Go back. Go. I want to know what Sausage Party has.
Sausage Party was so fucked up, but it was actually funny.
It was
it?
fucking amazing.
Yeah, Sausage Party was hilarious.
Sausage Party?
Sausage Party 2016. Seth Rogen.
It's an animated comedy. It is
82%.
hilarious.
Thank God.
82%.
Because that movie was
Good.
fucking funny.
It was.
Oh man.
It was hilarious.
I've never even heard of it.
Do not let your kids
It
watch
is
it.
the absolute
I don't have kids.
raunchy. It's one of
It
the
is
raunchiest
super
movies
raunchy.
that have ever came out.
Its tagline.
I'll pass.
Its tagline.
Its
tagline is "Get your fill."
Yeah. It's fucked up, but it's really
It's
funny.
animated. It's animated. When I first saw the trailers for it, I was like, "Oh, it's going to be like some kind of weird kid movie." And then, like a few seconds past that moment,
So it's not a kids movie.
No.
Just look at the box art. It gives you an idea.
It needs to be like a 21 and up movie. Like it's dirty.
yeah. So
It's really funny.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, by the way, we forgot to mention at the beginning, this is technically based off of a comic book.
it is. That's what I was
I've never
looking up.
heard of.
Go to Google for me, please, and then it's
not
called
comic book.
What,
It
Sausage
based
Party
on-
was?
No,
it's a comic
Time out.
book.
It's a comic book,
Or a
and it's
graphic novel.
graphic novel, or it's right there. The Coldest City.
Yeah.
Just go back up just a hair, please. Please. That. It's Coldest City by Anthony Johnston.
You're the Coldest City by Anthony Johnston.
Your Mom's the Coldest City by Anthony Johnson.
It's not a book.
Oh,
Yeah. That's what it says.
It's a
them are
graphic
fighting
novel.
words.
It says it's a book.
Click on Explore on Amazon.
Oh my god.
Jesus, titty.
Coldest Titty?
I said titty fucking.
I mean,
it says
the Coldest Titty would be an appropriate.
Titty.
Colder than a witch's tit.
There you go.
I mean, yeah, it called it a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Just call it a book.
It says it's a book. Coldest City, the Coldest City hardcover. Yeah.
Hey, Roper.
What?
Books aren't graphic novels.
Hey, I know that.
Yeah,
bro.
but the movie said it was a
The
graphic
movie
novel.
referred to it as actually.
Really?
Scroll down
Yeah.
just a little bit. Frequently bought together, Valerian,
Well, Valerian comic.
and it's Valerian, like as in like the graphic novels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for-
Empire.
Can I go-
Empire.
Can I go to the place where it actually talks about that on the IMDb page?
Yeah.
Without you interrupting me?
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be cool.
I thought you were gonna help.
I was trying. No, stop.
One of those things where Ripper gets set in his ways and
I
then
do.
doesn't realize that he's being wrong.
I'm
Like a
not
fucking
being
chihuahua
wrong.
with
You're
his
trying
dick
growing
stuck
up
in a
with him.
mousetrap.
I'm not being wrong.
I
Yeah.
feel
You say like
sorry
a
for
chihuahua
you.
with his dick stuck in a mousetrap?
I
What I
mean,
said.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify because that's what I thought I heard.
it says Toby Jones. James
Oh, Toby
McAvoy
Jones?
and Toby Jones star on
Damn it!
at
I
least
still
two.
remembered it
You were
wrong.
wrong.
Fuck.
Terrible.
There's where it calls it a
Based on graphic novel, The Coldest City. Yeah, based on British graphic novel, The Coldest City.
Do you ever get used to just being wrong all the time?
I'm not wrong all the time.
She's not wrong all of the time.
He's the one that's wrong most
Okay,
of the
I'll give
time.
I am not wrong most of the time. I'm actually typically right, and it's the few times that I sit there and am actually wrong where I start getting like,
Except when it
no,
comes to
I'm
Super
right,
Mario
and you're
Brothers
like,
movie.
shut up. I admit that it is a bad movie. I tell you that all the time.
I'll give you that.
I tell you constantly, it's a bad movie, and I love it.
Okay.
There. Also, like the discussion last night about the horse picture, I was right about that shit.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I am.
I don't. Which one? Which picture? What?
So there's a picture that was shown to us last night when we were watching.
It's one of those optical illusion things.
It's a silhouette of a horse and a person walking a horse, and based off of where the horizon is and the length of the legs, you can tell that the horse is facing towards the camera. And the girl that's in the picture, you need to determine whether or not she's facing the camera or not. So you're trying to decide whether or not they're moving towards them or not. By the way, the girl that showed us the picture actually took the picture and specifically says that I am correct. Its silhouette shows them taking a step towards the camera. If you look really close at it, you can see their foot picked up and it's coming this direction towards the camera. And we were all looking at it, and everybody's like, "Oh, they're moving away from the camera." And I'm like, "No, they're both clearly moving the other direction." It's
Why
one of the
did you all care?
Because it's an optical illusion, and we were having. This is the kind of discussion we have, Carrie. God.
This is the stuff that he has to be right, even though it doesn't matter.
Look,
It
I would have
does
looked
matter.
at the picture and just gone on.
No, you wouldn't have.
Yeah, I think
because
I
we would have sat there and Carrie I would have showed you the picture and been like, Carrie, which way are these people moving?
Well, then I would have had to.
Exactly.
But if I was by myself, I would have been like, oh, look at the pretty picture.
Exactly. That's the difference. That's the point we're trying to make. Is we were asking a question, we had to have an answer for it.
Okay.
Up here when you're talking.
Okay.
Okay. So, Carrie, have you been having fun while you're on the show? You actually asked to be on the podcast at one point in time a long while back.
I did.
And now you're like, I don't want to do it.
Because I feel like you all are so smart.
Oh, we feel like we're smart. We're definitely not smart.
But I do think you all watched the movie a couple times.
Nope.
No,
just
we
watched
only
the
watched
one
it
time.
once.
Watched
I
it
don't
on
believe it.
Friday.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Friday.
I need you to prove it to me.
I will show you my movie ticket.
Bank statements right now.
I got it.
Right.
I got it right here. Just the one time.
I was just lost.
You were
Too many twists and turns for me. Too many people's names.
Well,
Too much popcorn in the room.
Apparently.
popcorn, sodas spilling, people going to the bathroom and asking way too many questions.
Too much popcorn.
I mean, the struggle is real.
But I am enjoying it.
Then again-
I like to listen to everybody's
51
points of view.
minutes?
Well,
The other way.
15 minutes. All right, 15 minutes to remainder. I love how he's like,
Yeah, and then he
flips it around the other direction. I'm like, 51 minutes. We've only been talking for like 9 minutes.
Yep.
that
Sweet.
Carrie, we've got like 51 more minutes till the end of the episode, so brace yourself.
And we all know that you can do that.
Oh, probably. So, during
part of-
Spellcast,
That's accurate.
while you were out there in the lobby,
I keep trying to say something, and then you
I'll
don't
give
let
it to
me
you in
talk.
just a moment.
Chihuahua.
Better
Dick.
talk.
No, you
Talk
I
about
will too. Time out. So
She'll forget.
Rob held up 10 fingers, and the host was sitting with us. He immediately goes, we were talking about micronations, and he's asking a question. He's like, how many micronations are there? And he holds up 10. He goes, oh, there's 10 of them? And he goes like this. He goes, oh, only one of them. It was hilarious. You were saying.
Anyways, the movie was probably confusing because of the narrative structure.
Yes.
Because it really was, you couldn't tell what point in time you were supposed to be in.
You have slapped that thing like 3
Yes, I
times
have.
during this.
I only saw her do it once.
breaks cats, breaks microphones.
I did not break him.
Low shots.
So
RoboCat
the
is
narrative.
fine.
She was saying,
But because, like, the first bit happens, and then it jumps to 10 days later, and then it jumps
right.
back to when, like, a few days after
And
the
then
first scene.
periodically.
Yeah,
they
and then-
sprinkle back.
definitely
and then
doesn't
it keeps
help.
jumping back to the interview. I think they probably could have cut out some of those interview moments,
Yep.
like changing the tape and all of that, because it didn't super...
It wasn't necessary.
Well, because they didn't show the guy behind the glass. I forgot what his name was, but that character, they never showed him actually getting nervous.
I think she calls him Steven or Stevens.
Something like that.
Anyway, I'm reading on the IMDb page right here. It says that Sophia's character is the second time that she's appeared in a spy film. The other time was Anna Kingsman. She's the chick with the sword legs, which is super awesome. Whenever I was trying to explain it to Ledge who she was, I was like, yeah, it's that chick from the Mummy movie. And then I'm like,
that
wait,
terrible,
wait.
terrible mummy movie
Yeah,
that
the
recently
bad
came
one that
out.
was not
Oh,
good.
yeah, I haven't watched that.
Don't
I'm
waste
not
money
going
on
to.
that. Don't even Netflix it. It's not even Netflixable.
Okay, so Spyglass, which is Eddie Marson.
What a name.
Eddie Marson, is that right? He's the bad guy in Hancock. You remember the dude that gets his hands cut off?
I absolutely remember him. He's been a bad guy in a lot of movies.
He was Inspector Lestrade in Sherlock Holmes.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like that. But he was Ethergate in. Etheridge in V for Vendetta, and Joseph Fisher in The Illusionist. Those are the ones that he's titled as for IMDb's. The IMDb thing.
So is this your kind of movie?
Oh, yes.
Is it mine? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I
I mentioned that it's one of the people who made John Wick, and I love the John
I
Wick.
love
Who
John
was
Wick.
talking to you? Who was talking to you about this being Girl Wick or Jane Wick?
Oh, Jane Wick. I was reading an article, and they were like, "Oh yeah, and, like it's going to be Jane Wick," and it is absolutely not Jane Wick. And like
it doesn't even try to be.
no, because like John Wick is the first one is kind of a revenge tale of this. Why did you fuck with a grieving man?
You killed my wife. The embodiment or the representation of my wife again. My wife died, and now you killed the dog she gave me, and I hate you all for this.
I will now make you pay.
And stole his car.
That was the second thing.
Yeah.
But then the second movie became about the car. Kind of. That's where it starts anyway.
Yeah, like the second movie was really good action-wise. But
man, I really, really, really hoped that they were going to kill a dude with a pencil.
They did.
3 guys, but they only did 2. I was really hoping that they would like fulfill the legend and let us. There's 2. There's 2 guys in the scene where he kills with a pencil. But the beginning of the movie, when they're talking, they're like, he killed 3 guys with a fucking pencil.
That he killed 3 guys with a pencil.
2.
In John Wick 2.
It's 2. One of them he kills on the column.
You're looking it up, aren't you, Rob?
Do it. There's 2 people he kills with a pencil.
How many times did you watch that?
With
one
fucking pencil.
With a fucking pencil.
I think Atomic Blonde is more Jason Bourne meets John Wick than it is.
I think you're absolutely right on that.
Everything else.
She is not John Wick because he's just an assassin on a mission for himself. And
she's an actual spy.
And this is an actual
just
spy.
trying to kill people.
And I think Jason Bourne, with what this is he's fighting to get back to information about himself and all this good stuff. But he's also a spy, kind of super soldiery. And
sort of. Well, it's kind of like, Jason Bourne, John Wick, and the Bond movies kind of lumped into a pot and then add Charlize Theron.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody was trying to say, this is definitely, a female James Bond, and I don't even get that from it either. James Bond is more at a global level as far as, like, the stuff that's happening.
Well, and this was very much set in the actual Cold War and the kind of shit our spies actually were doing instead of the weird superhero crap James Bond does.
With the golden gun and throwing of a hat.
Yep. And biting of things.
And the biting of things, yeah. He's referring to... never mind, that's fine. How many people... I'm Googling. Josie, you have anything else you want to discuss on this?
Not that I can think of.
I have to say I'm very impressed that she did a lot of her own stunts in her fighting. Yeah. She put a lot of time in. I heard one thing that they wouldn't let her do was the hose scene out of the window.
Well, yeah, for
she's
obvious
worth
reasons. Way too much money to...
Yeah. But that fight scene, I appreciated it more in the stairwell, knowing she did that all.
She was trained by Keanu Reeves' stunt trainer for John Wick. Wow. And she broke 2 teeth.
Yep.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
Well, and it's really nice, too, whenever people do their own stunts, especially when it comes to fight scenes, because a lot of the times when they're not, either it's cut in a way that you can tell that it's just really, fake and choppy and shitty, or it's rushed in a way that you never really get a good look at the person's face who's actually in the fight. And having someone that can do their own as opposed to having stunt doubles in...
It does limit your editing ability as the director when you have to cut to a stunt double.
And then back
find someone who is about the same height as Charlize Theron and
height, look. I mean,
because she's like 5'10", I think.
I think that I really appreciate Spaceballs making the joke about catching the stunt doubles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You idiots! You caught their stunt doubles.
Yeah.
And one of them for the princess is some dude with a big long beard. He just happens to have really long hair, and from behind they look exactly the same. I love that to no end. It makes me appreciate moments like this. So, no, I was trying to find how many people John Wick kills with a pencil, and Dire Monkey's looking for that right now.
I just Googled John Wick 2 pencil scene.
That's what I thought. I figured that I would do that, but it wasn't giving me the answer I was looking for. I was really hoping that I could just Google specifically that. I'm positive it's 2, though. Positive.
I don't know about that.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Mergerd.
Mersh potatoes.
Carrie's having more fun playing with her phone.
Carrie is having fun playing with her phone.
I get a little distracted.
Every now and then it's like popcorn.
Squirrel.
Popcorn. Shiny ball. Ooh, what was that?
Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
What was that? Was that Family Guy?
That was Family Guy. James Wood.
Woo, that's right. It was James Wood. Yeah. Woo, piece of candy. Woo, piece of candy.
So damn funny.
On a side note, Ledge, you excited for Baby Driver.
Oh shit, yeah, dude.
And are you excited for Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
Of course.
That goes without saying.
That should go without saying. But hey,
fucking Rick
all
and
right.
Morty, dude.
Now
Yes,
brace
Rick and
yourself.
Morty.
You two, I'm pointing at Josie and Ledge. Brace yourself. Lauren,
Yeah.
have you seen Rick and Morty?
No.
Oh. Do you know anything about Rick and Morty?
No.
Are you excited about its new season coming out tonight?
Sure.
Okay.
That's the correct
That is
response.
exactly the correct response.
That is
But you
judging
made
the
me
room.
you make me want to watch it. So.
It's fantastic. I love
Rick and
everything
Morty
about it.
is a Adult Swim cartoon made by the same guys who made the show Community.
They're hilarious. She doesn't know what you're saying.
You don't know about Community?
Screw you.
Okay. Before you say screw you, sit back up here to the microphone. Let's do this,
I
Princess.
think she already said it,
Number
though.
one. Have you seen Community?
No, but I live in a community.
No. Do you know? Yeah, a mental institution.
Oh, Lord.
No, I don't.
Okay,
It's all
so
downhill from here, folks.
so whenever I try to stop her,
Listen, my age and your age is
now
a
wait,
little different.
now wait, hold on. And when I try to stop her and go, she doesn't understand what you're talking about. I'm not being mean. I'm just saying you don't know these things. You need to give her another frame of reference so she does get it.
I can summarize Rick and Morty very well.
Go for it.
I mean, it is obviously cartoon style, so I mean,
It is cartoon.
Insanity
it
LSD
is
trip.
a cartoon. You take kind of the similar concepts of Back to the Future and kind of what it was back in the day, like really one of the first big movies that kind of dealt with time travel and kind of some sciencey,
Kind of like E.T.
yeah, geeky, nerdy stuff, basically.
Y'all don't know that.
So I mean, so you've got Doc.
Nothing about E.T.
E.T. I've watched E.T. more times than all of us can count on.
The
all
original?
of our,
Is it the
Yes.
original?
yes,
Oh, yeah.
that all of us can count on all of our fingers and toes.
But did you see it when it came out?
Did
I
you?
Probably
believe
not.
I saw
I
it when it
did.
came out.
I am
did.
that old.
It was physically impossible for me to.
I was gonna say, yeah, I unfortunately, it would have been nice to have been able to see when I came
But
out because
anyway.
that was an incredible movie. But yeah, so take like Doc and Marty, which I mean, and the characters in this are Rick and Morty, so you can already kind of tell. I mean, so
They draw some
take,
parallels, yeah.
Yeah, so take the kind of older guy scientist and the kind of younger kid that are going off on zany, crazy adventures, and then throw a shitload of really dark comedy into it.
So is this like on what? HBO?
No, it's on
Adult Swim.
Cartoon Network.
Yeah, so
Oh.
just
On their after hours program called Adult Swim.
at 7:00 in the evening here during our time zone, they switch over from kids' cartoons to
Is
the
it 7
adult.
now? Adult Swim
It
used to
is
be
at
at like
7.
9 o'clock at night.
Yep,
I'll have
7
to
o'clock.
tune in.
Yeah, it's really good.
Then
I
they
really
started
enjoy it.
getting more programming.
Dire Monkey, you seem to have stopped searching. Did you find it? You what?
Look on the monitor.
And what's it say? No, what's it say?
It says 2.
It says 2. I told you killed 2.
Damn it.
Pencil.
He was right again.
It was a number 3 pencil.
It is a number 3 pencil.
I knew 3 was in there somewhere. You son of a bitch.
He did kill 3 men with a pencil. That's the legend they keep talking about. Like, dude, he straight up killed 3 people with a pencil. And in the movie, he kills 2. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. He's going to kill 3 people with an actual pencil. And then it's only 2. And I was sorely disappointed that they didn't get in the third one. That's why I remember that.
The rest of the action makes up for it, though.
Oh, no, it was fantastic. It's kind of like with this, the storytelling is mediocre at best as far as Atomic Blonde. But,
Yeah.
there's some of it that's been done over several times. But
I
then,
think with a re-edit, this could be better.
yeah, I think so as well. But it's
Like
super
a
good.
director's cut or something like
Yeah.
that, maybe come out where they recompile the movie in a slightly different format to kind of
and-
make it a little more.
Change
Yeah.
the
Make it
narrative
flow a little
structure
better,
a bit
yeah.
better.
You're not Quentin Tarantino. Quit bouncing around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and yeah, he is really one of the few people that I've known that can pull off that style,
Yeah.
of bouncing all over the place, and actually make a cohesive, like solid movie out of it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the very,
Chris
very
Nolan.
few. Chris,
Well,
Memento. Oh, fuck y'all.
That's what I would have said.
how about Gravity? Was Gravity edited well?
You can eat a bag of dicks.
He hates that movie. If
salt
you
and
didn't know.
vinegar dicks.
Yeah.
Big bag. You go to the store, you just get yourself a big bag.
Family
of
size.
Not salt and vinegar chips.
No, not chips.
I know. I gotcha.
All right, so we're at about 3 minutes to the end of the episode right now. Lauren, you have anything final that you want to add as far as like the movie goes, or just kind of how about this? How about your experience here? Did you have fun?
I did.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
good.
Enjoy you guys.
Aren't you glad I talked you into it?
She did. I even asked her, I'm like, does Matt know I'm coming?
Yeah, totally new. Carrie, have you had fun?
I have had a blast.
Did you feel like we dumped you?
Here and there, but I'm used to that.
Well, it could be worse, right?
Blonde sometimes.
Oh, well.
I'm blonde at the roots.
At the roots.
Well, gray, but
Deep down at your soul, you're blonde. Josie, any final thoughts on the movie?
It is a solid 8 out of 10 for me.
Solid 8 out of 10.
I absolutely loved the acting in it was brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
The action it was brilliant. The editing and all of that needs help. And the fucking soundtrack's amazing.
yes.
Okay, I need to know this before we end. Do you prefer this soundtrack or Baby Driver's soundtrack?
Has she seen Baby Driver?
Yes, I have.
She's seen Baby Driver. It's toss, isn't it?
It is can I have both and just make them into one soundtrack?
It is like an epic soundtrack. I love everything.
Or Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack.
There's some parts of the Guardians soundtrack that I'm about.
They kind of missed on a couple of those, but Guardians is pretty good. But I think the top of my list
love
is
so much
Baby
80s.
Driver. Baby Driver is like where it's
For
at.
me, I think this one goes a little bit
Is that out
above.
now?
Does it?
Because it has Bowie. And
Baby Driver, it's in theaters.
Does
Right?
it have
it has
Bowie
Bowie
in
and
space?
Depeche Mode.
Do what?
Bowie's in space?
Bowie.
Bowie's.
Oh my goodness. So all right, yeah.
Yeah, we can go see that, Carrie.
Baby Driver. I'm in.
Well, you want to go?
Oh,
We're-
it's a
we're going
fantastic
to-
movie.
We're
Literally
going.
going
Yeah,
tonight,
we're literally
to
going
go
as soon
watch
as we're out of here. Like when we leave here, we're going to the theater. We're going to see Baby Driver.
That's accurate.
Yeah. So, Ledge, while we're wrapping things up here, tell everybody about what your up and coming stream is.
Oh, yeah, up and coming things. Got a Twitch stream going up. It's twitch.tv/plundergaming. It's actually me and one of my really good friends. We've known each other for a long time and played video games for a long time, and we're kind of doing a dual stream. We've both got stuff going on and are busy during the day, but we're trying to keep a schedule as open as humanly possible. So, I mean, the more you stream, the more people can actually watch and enjoy. So, like I said, both of us will be streaming, obviously not simultaneously. Like, I'll basically stream half of the week, and he'll stream the other half. I mean, we might cut it up differently. We'll see moving forward, but going to be playing a whole slew of different games. Going to try to primarily focus on, or at least I know, at least as far as his side goes, be like Overwatch, PlayerUnknown Battleground, games of that nature. Your kind of first-person shooter, fast-paced stuff. I actually have recently, through Mr. Dire Monkey here, might get back in and play a little bit of EverQuest as well.
Ooh.
So I might be streaming some EverQuest. But yeah, I mean, feel free to head on over. I mean, if we're live, definitely hop in, say hello, make fun of me for being bad at whatever game I'm playing. be fun times.
I'm certain you'll do just fine. So, Josie, tell me about the other show that we have you on for here at All Tower.
Agents of Sir.
Agents of Sir. What do we do over there?
We do have that. It's a podcast about comic books and comic book movies and TV shows and sometimes video game stuff because I'm also a video game nerd myself.
Yeah. And then, of course, All Tower, we also do this show, and then we do some of the Let's Plays and things like that.
We also have some Let's Plays for All Tower. Yeah. I will go ahead and ask you, is there anything you would like to talk about, Roper?
Of course. Not only should I tell everybody about checking out and watching, because I'm positive you already are, Flick Freaks and our good buddy Andrew over there, but also going over and checking out the forums and
Magical
other stuff
mustache.
that's provided to us from Spellbook Studios, because every now and then, Dire Monkey, you guys got stuff going on too, such
we
as
give away shit. And we just completed our Kickstarter for the Infinite Black
Yes, you
expansion.
did. Yes, you
So
did.
that will be out December, I think, is our final release date for that.
Yeah, they got a bunch of stuff going on over there. So
Yeah.
make sure you get over and check everybody out. Plunder Gaming's, Flick Freaks, all of the shows that we provide you
All
through
Tower
All
Media.
Tower, and then, like I said, everything over there at Spellbook Studios. So everybody's got stuff going on. Other than that, I think I'm going to turn it loose unless anybody else has anything to add. Everybody good?
We good?
All right. This has been called to an end. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Everybody's got their fetish, man.